a black girl having a brown man wanting to marry you. My God, it was a pressure thing, you know. So I accepted.
This woman married this man and initially felt it was the best decision she ever made.
This is me in India 10 years ago with my brother and sister-in-law and the children.
As a young girl who had never experienced love before, she saw everything as perfect, like a blind person seeing for the first time.
I told you my case is different. Me, I was married at 19, and this man was just a teacher. So he was elder enough. He knew what he wanted from me. But me, I was just an innocent girl. And that is where my all love affair started with this man. He was very good because it is not like to men of today, they ask girls for sex.
At that time, Alice was a very young girl in secondary school.
Hii ni mimi nikiwa form 4 CCM.
Like everyone else in school, she met many people with different behaviors, values, cultures, and sometimes different races. However, her experience was unique because it wasn't a fellow student, but an Indian teacher who fell in love with her.
He was a teacher by then, so he had money to give me all what I wanted. I informed my mother, my father, back 1987 that I have this man as my boyfriend. He came even my home.
She had fallen deeply in love with an Indian man who was 20 years older than her. However, her family, including her parents, vehemently disapproved of the relationship.
This is a letter that was written to me back in 1991 by my mother when I was only 3 years in marriage. She was warning me.
They had many reasons, but she decided to be with the man she loved, believing that their love could overcome any obstacle. However, it later became one of her biggest regrets.
So somehow I became a bit stupid and I did not listen to my parents. And I really regret today why I did not listen to my parents.
She refused to listen to anyone and made her own decision. They had children, built a family together, and acquired properties.
I was so very bright in his love. I became pregnant and got my firstborn girl, a very pretty girl. And after I got that girl, my mother warned me again. Alice, listen to me. Why are you not listening to me?
For a while, everything seemed perfect.
These are my twins, a boy and a girl.
But eventually, she realized she had made a terrible choice. Tears and stress became the only things left in her life.
I cried until my tears are dry. Even I cannot cry even in this interview. It's because he bet me inside the mortuary where my son was lying dead. He bet me up. You can imagine a husband beating you when your child is lying in the mortuary. And I went to where they burned the Indians. And I went and I burnt my son. All that you can imagine, burning your own child. I burnt him until all the ashes were over. And that is the pain I went through. And you can imagine, before the burning of the son, he has already beaten me in the mortuary.
Who was her husband? How did they meet? What did he do to make her regret her decision? Because of the many questions that everyone would ask about this story, I decided to visit her in her home country, Kenya, to learn more. Her story holds many important lessons for all of us. Fortunately, I was able to find her, and she was willing to share everything.